going on, YouTube? So I'm gonna try and get some things done today. First thing is in here. This isn't on coilovers, but it's on lowering springs of some kind. But one of the things I realized is that one of the things I noticed right away is that the car's got a real bad rake. The rear end sits up a lot higher than the front end, and there's no adjuster in the rear spring to even lower it anymore. And even if there was, I would take it out just because of it. You know, it just takes up so much extra space, lifts the car up so much more. I've had that on other like Mark IV Volkswagens with the same thing, where I've had to just remove the I forget what they're called, the little adjuster. I've had to remove it altogether. So I actually have some sitting in the garage from a couple different cars I had. But anyway, yeah, with these, I noticed that there is these spacers in here. There's one on the top and one on the bottom. And you know, I don't know if it'll even equal out to an inch total, maybe half an inch total, but they don't really need to be there. It's just like a vibration reduction thing, which in this thing you feel every vibration anyway. So I'm gonna pull the wheel here and see if we can get those out. Do that. All right, so as you can see, I got the car jacked up. I'm gonna go get a jack stand quick, throw a jack stand under it, pull that wheel off. I already loosened the lugs before I jacked it up. I'm going to throw a jack stand under it and then pull that wheel off and then see what I can figure out. Right there is the spacer that's in between this thing right here. That's what needs to come out. There's one on the top, and then there's one on the bottom there, which is a lot thicker than the one on the top overall. They're actually a little thicker in the centers where the spring rests. So yeah, let's see if we can get that out of there. Right there. There's one on the top and one on the bottom, so you don't need those spacers. There's the rear spacer. So, see both of those right there. That's about, you know, a little over half an inch, but it's going to affect the way the spring sits a lot. So, hoping gives me the extra clearance I need. Just gonna try and clean off some of this rust and shit real quick. Damn, they are lowering springs. You can get it to focus here. Where's it at? There it is. IBOC 29.99, and then whatever that is. I'm assuming that's a part number. I don't know. Okay, so I got both sides done. I got the spacers out. You can see that's all four of them right there. So you know, they do take up a good bit of room. It's nothing crazy, so I don't think I'm gonna get the kind of drop that I'm hoping for, but you know, it is something. Well, it's not much, but the other thing you got to remember is these springs, they'll settle in now. You know, sometimes they sit weird, and they've been sitting on those factory spacers for God knows how long. So I'm hoping, because that doesn't look any different right there, to be honest. If anything, it looks higher because like I said, because I'm pretty sure they have to settle in. So here's like 6 or 7 hours later. The springs have settled a little bit. If you look at the front and you look at the rear, it's not a crazy difference. There's still a little bit of a difference in the wheel gap. So I was just putting these extra set of wheels away, and that is my son's sock. So I was going to take the Beamer and go for a cruise in that to go run my errands, but I realized it is like one of the most beautiful days we've had in a long time. So I'm like, ever since I got the BMW, I've been neglecting the motorcycle. So I'm like, well, I'll take the bike for a ride. I'm out here digging into the engine, and it's pretty much going over the whole car. I looked a lot for rust on the car. You know, it's one of the major issues with an E30, and this thing, I can't find any. You know, there's a little bit of surface rust, like on random things underneath the car, but none of it is anything to worry about. But the one thing I do have to worry about is I took off this air filter here. They had just like an aftermarket cone filter on it, and it was like insanely filthy. It didn't even look like an air filter. It was just coated in it looked like it was coated in mud. So, and it was just that dirty. It was just that, just I guess been that long since someone changed it or cleaned it. So, yeah. So I took care of that, and I actually have some ones laying around the garage, but the one that was on this car has a massive opening, so you can see how big that is. So I'm going to take care of that. Also, this mount right here, obviously, right here, is not the original mount. So I'm going to make a mount that's going to work a lot better. I don't know if I'm going to weld something up or what, but this is what came out of this air filter. Just by tapping it a couple times, all that came out of it. It's nasty. Actually pretty clean inside. Looks brand new inside, but looks decent enough to run for now until tomorrow. I'll go buy a new one. Got some paint here. Hopefully this, you can see the color. The cap looks like the car, but let's see what it looks like when I spray it. I'm not getting too crazy with masking this off because this bumper is pretty much shot, so I'm just trying to get rid of that bright red bottom. Alright, so you can see I'm now done spray painting that bottom lip, and as you can see it's come out a whole lot better. It looks so much closer to the original paint. There's like a tiny bit of difference in it, but not much at all. So tomorrow is going to be working on this bay. As you can see, it's really dirty. I actually got a buddy, shout out Dalton, who's supposed to be hydro dipping a valve cover for me so I can get rid of that valve cover, and then I might do something with that intake, I'm not sure. And then I need to fix that intake mount over there so it's not hanging there. And then I'm gonna also work on polishing this rear bumper. I'm gonna polish that bumper, and I'm gonna try and bring that ugly black back to life. It's all faded and sun baked. So yeah, that'll be tomorrow. Stay tuned. Remember to like, subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.